G'day. What can you learn about your career path from COVID-19? Following up on yesterday's episode where we spoke about businesses being lost to COVID-19, many people have of course lost their jobs and potentially careers as a result of this crisis. And so I asked myself, what can we learn from that? What learnings are there in terms of planning a career from this current crisis? And it's interesting to me because I've got two mates whose kids have both pursued careers as pilots. One who's just graduated and was looking for his first job, and another who had just started to study. And both of those guys thought that that was a pretty good career choice. Now, of course, with the airline industry decimated, who knows if that's going to play out? We presume that airlines will recover, but how long it takes and to what extent, nobody really knows. And so I asked myself, if I was planning a career right now, how would I be thinking about this? And I think what we need to do is maybe reframe how we define a career. I think once upon a time we used to define a career as starting a job and finishing a job within the same company. More recently, I guess in my generation, I think the definition of a career is more likely to be one in which you might work in 2 or 3 different companies, but you're kind of in the same general field or general area. Now, I think moving forward, the way we need to frame a career is multiple experiences in multiple industries in multiple jobs. And so you might do 5 years in a career, 5 years in marketing. You might do 5 years in manufacturing. You might do 5 years in the spa business. You might do 5 years in the airline business. And so at the end of maybe 10 or 15 or 20 years, which most people would consider their career path, you've actually had sort of multiple paths that have all joined together. And the reason I think that becomes interesting in this next phase of our lives is because in the event of a crisis like this, you need someone who's got flexibility. You need someone that's adaptable. You need somebody that can learn. That's what people are looking for right now. Now, if you've had the one job for the last 10 or 15, 20 years or the same company, then your ability to do those things hasn't been proven. You might have it, it just hasn't been proven. And again, you could argue that this is a once in a lifetime situation, or once in 100 years situation, this current crisis. But it may not be. You know, somebody might decide now we're going to weaponize viruses. It's been spoken about a lot. There might be another world war. There might be any environmental crisis. There could be any number of dramatic changes in marketplace conditions and economic conditions that lead to a kind of crisis like we're going through right now. So I think if you're planning a career, rather than think about one specific field and one specific job or one specific company that interests you, try and think about maybe 4 or 5 or 6, and then ask yourself, where do I want to start? But can I potentially do each of those things along my career path? I think that potentially, whereas it was once upon a time would probably be viewed as an unstable career path, I actually think moving forward into the future, that could become the ultimate stable career path, is having multiple dots. What do you reckon? Do let me know in the comments below. I do thank you for your time, and I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.